Well, hello and welcome, people in here, and back to some more Lies of P. Today, as we venture through the Cursed Swamp, we had a really great discussion about the order that media or franchises should be digested in. I'm kind of in a weird situation here where I've never played any Souls-like games, and Lies of P is really kind of my first one. And so, before I played Lies of P, I was trying to figure out, like, do I just jump into the one I most want to play? Do I start with Dark Souls 1, or even jumping back to Demon Souls to kind of get an idea of where kind of the roots of this genre came from? Do I then go to Dark Souls 2, 3, Sekiro? Like, do I play them in order? Do I just take the best one? Do I start with Elden Ring and get the best experience at the start? Or am I going to appreciate it more after going through, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth? Kind of the same thing with movies, right? With Star Wars, the big debate about Star Wars is what order do you watch it in? Do you watch original trilogy, then the prequel trilogy, then the sequels? Or do you watch the prequel trilogy? Do you watch do you watch 1, 2, Clone Wars TV show? Do you watch 3, then Rebels? Then do you go, that kind of discussion? We talked all about that as we were venturing through the swamp. And it was a really good discussion. Hopefully you guys do enjoy that as I kill myself a couple times here in the swamp. But guys, before we jump to the video really quickly, if you do enjoy the content, would you kindly remember to smash the like button and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so that way you never miss a video live or short. Or if you prefer watching live over on Twitch, you can head over there, drop a follow, would really appreciate it. Link, of course, will be down below in the description, as well as a link to our Discord channel, which you can head over to and chat about all kinds of new and old video games. Be really sweet to have you over there. But other than that, I'm not going to hold you too much longer. Let's jump right into the video with some more Lies of P. Interesting. You haven't played any of the FromSoft? I have not. I have not played a single, besides like the first 10, maybe 10 minutes of Dark Souls 1. I have not.
According to the guide, Vanini visited that place. That's something, I guess.
Nope, no FromSoft ones. I haven't played anything like, well, I guess if we wanted to get real specific, I played the demo of First Berserker Kazan. I played that for that full roughly 2-hour demo. I played an hour of AI Limit, because this is back when I was doing more like roguelike anime style games. I played like the first 10-15 minutes of Dark Souls 1. Oh boy, it's these two again. I think that might be it. What do you clowns want?
Ciao, Bello. It seems you and I share a strong connection.
Talking to an alchemist is like talking to a brick wall. That's also an alchemist.
Brother, you should say hello to your friend. But it is true that we are in something of a bind. We're going to need to consult with our old friend.
You got that right, sister. Our pal is sure to help us. We didn't behave that badly at his last shindig. I hope.
A moment, please.
You left me to die, you prick.
My young brother here is slowly but surely losing his very sight. His windows to the world. To a terrible, slow-working illness. That is why.
And you called me an asshole, literally right behind my back. Not even like metaphorically behind my back.
Do I ever need one? The alchemists give us just enough to keep him going, but not enough to cure. And never what they promised. We can't rely on those crucible-kissing wizards. Please, don't make me beg. He needs this. Besides, for a fellow who raided the Black Rabbit Brotherhood's den and walked out in one piece, it'll be as easy as eating your weight in bumbaloni.
Please. The gold coin fruit is the only thing that helps. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Please. The gold coin fruit is the only thing that helps. Can you spare any? As a personal favor?
It's fine.
We
I have a
knew
million.
You were a true friend. And generous.
It's not like they're rare.
That's right. I liked you from the start, Just had a feeling. If you felt otherwise, that wasn't me.
Ignore this one. When he gets excited or just feels happy, he gets chatty. But he really is grateful. We both are. On that note, I hate to borrow and run, but we have another request from the alchemist to take care of, so we will be staying behind. You'll need to go on without us, so I suppose this is farewell. I won't ever forget your kindness. Here, a small token, but it's a gift from the heart. Now go.
Beg. Cute. You know how long it took me to realize, well, about since last stream, that these two, Red Fox and Black Cat, are actually characters in the Pinocchio cartoon? It didn't click for me until I was looking up just images of of Pinocchio in general. And I was like, oh my god, like, because the fox, was it Tom Fox? He was the one who was, like, initially trying to set Pinocchio off on a bad path. And then I think the Black Cat was silent.
You need me? I was surprised when the bell rang. The Isle of Alchemists, you say? And monsters. This is a nightmare. I'm living my own nightmare. Puppets and alchemists forget it. It is their secret island. A place hidden from the world. But even if we could find it, how to get there?
I'm going to take a wild guess that this cart takes us directly there.
What about... I don't know if it even works anymore. But one still requires fuel, needs must when the devil drives. There could still be a way. A dangerous but marvelous mode of transportation.
Oh, maybe I can't take this yet.
It won't work without a golden ergo. My research, well, Purcinella did a lot of the heavy
Puccinella.
has led me
Love
to
all the
believe
Italian
you can
names.
find one deep within the barren swamp. It's also led me to believe it is guarded by actual monsters. So I can't make this decision for you. It's up to you.
Oh, hell yeah, we're going to fight some
No,
monsters.
I'm not going to tell you the details yet. Not until we have that golden ergo. It's just not worth getting our hopes up, compagno.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought this was the thing that needed golden ergo. Yeah, that's the thing. I am in a very, very strange position. I'm going kind of a weird order too. So honestly, what my initial strategy was for this was I was going to play through... So I played through Stellar Blade because I hadn't played it when it came out on PlayStation. And then since it came out on PC, I was like, all right, this is kind of a perfect segue to try it. And honestly, again, having only really played Stellar Blade and Lies of P, and Stellar Blade being what I consider more of a Souls-light with a T, I think that it was actually a pretty reasonable way to kind of get into the genre. I don't know what other players who have played like all the FromSoft games would say about that, but because there's a lot of similar, to me, because there's a lot of similar systems, but I would say in comparison, it's not even close. The combat is far easier than like Lies of P so far. It has its challenges, don't get me wrong, but I think the fact that what Stellar Blade tries to go for is more of like, I don't want to say like a beat 'em up, or it's kind of in the middle between a Souls-like, like a traditional Souls-like, and a more hack and slash beat 'em up, kind of like like pre 2018 God of War or Devil May Cry style game, right? It's definitely still a punishing game, but it has a lot of aspects that kind of ease up on the Souls-like aspects, right? So, like, for example, you have a shield on your character that reduces damage until you get hit enough times, and then you no longer have that damage reduction on you. There's never a time where you lose experience when you die. In general, I think because the combat is more fast-paced, It's not as methodical as something like a Soulslike. But it kind of got me into the vibe of what it would be like to play a Soulslike. And so once I had kind of like a kind of starter understanding, now going into Lies of P, because initially I was going to go into, like, go in order. I was going to go Dark Souls 1, then 2, then 3, then probably go Elden Ring. Honestly, at this point, it might end up going the other way around, and I just play the more recent ones up front. Lies of P I jumped into mostly because of all the hype around Overture, the DLC. And so I was seeing that pop up in a lot of my feeds. Where was the there's a door with a key that I need to find. And honestly, it just, Lies of P has always looked like a lot of fun. You know, I watched a stream here or there back when it first came out. So I'm familiar with all the games. I've never just played through them myself. This is the wrong way. Oh, maybe I have to cross over this banister. Can I get across without you hitting me, please? Yeah, where is it? This feels right? Maybe? Maybe not. Wait. We're looking familiar. We're looking familiar. Well, that didn't feel good. But yeah, so I jumped into Lies of P. And so at this point, rather than going like, should I play them in order because, you know, it's the order they came out, I guess I was thinking like, let's see where Dark Souls came from and then kind of go through like evolution order, as opposed to, you know, starting at the end at like an Elden Ring, for example, where it's like, oh, FromSoft is kind of, you know, perfected what they're doing. Does it make sense to start at the end and then go back to the beginning? It almost feels a little bit like someone who's never watched Star Wars. What order should they watch Star Wars in? That's kind of what it felt like to me. You know, it's like if someone's never seen Star Wars, do you start them off with A New Hope, go through the original trilogy, hop back to the prequel trilogy, or do you start with Episode 1, go to Episode 9? Do you do like Episode 1, 2, then have them watch Clone Wars and like Rebels, or it would be, hang on. Rebels is after, yeah, Rebels after 3. So do you do Clone Wars 3, Rebels 4? Like, you know, there's a million different ways you could watch through Star Wars, and it was kind of the same thing here, where I was like, I don't know, I'm just going to play the ones I want to play. I have a feeling that in terms of aesthetics, I'm likely going to, while I do really like Lies of P's aesthetics, I think I'm personally a bigger fan of like medieval fantasy, so I have a feeling I will like the aesthetics more. You can do a system reset using the Saintress of Mercy statue. Gold coin fruit can be consumed to reset your level, P organ, or Legion arm. The more times you reset, the more gold coin fruit is required. Oh, well, this is way more useful. This is way more useful than buying things from that white-face dude.
It seems that the power of the listener within me, the power to hear ergo, is getting stronger. It's powerful enough to send not only my voice, but even illusions. Maybe it's because of the
So
power
this is
of
what we've
the
been waiting
Death
for,
Edge.
is
I
to
came
respec.
here because I
So I can
wanted
take
to tell
all
you
the
about
points out of
Simon,
motivity and put them into
the
technique.
terrible things he does. I should have told you about
And then we can
Simon
fix our
earlier,
handles. That way we're
but
all,
it's the
we're
sort of thing
A
you
rank in
have to
technique.
see to believe.
Or S rank?
He is the
A
most
rank.
dangerous man in
One or the other.
Krat. He spreads mayhem and death for a delusion he calls evolution. Simon wants to evolve a new world in Krat. A horrible future, even worse than the disasters we already face. That's why I woke you up. If you can't save Krat from Simon, no one can. Find the Isle of Alchemists. Someone must know how to get there. I will help as much as I can, of course. Please, save Krat.
You'd enjoy Dark Souls 3 more if you had played Dark Souls 1 first instead. Yeah, so with the actual like Dark Souls games, I will probably end up going linearly, so 1, 2, 3. But I'm not like, for example, initially I was thinking like, do I go Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, then do I start playing like Black Myth Wukong, Lies of P, Elden Ring, Lords of the Fallen, First Berserk Kazan? Like, do I do it that order, or do I just say screw it, play the ones that I want, and then when I go back to play Dark Souls, I'll start with 1 and then go to 2 and 3? But I said screw it. We're just gonna go the order that I want to.
Oh, this device must be powered by gold coin fruit. A new life for an old puppet.
You started Star Wars with the prequels? And are you, I'm assuming, are you caught up with all the movies, and have you seen any of the TV shows? If you could retroactively go back, would you change the order that you watched in? Or do you think that it was maybe not a good thing, but do you think it changed your experience any watching prequels first as opposed to starting with A New Hope? Reset level. Okay. Definitely wouldn't recommend Lords of the Fallen, the new one at least. Really? I heard that Lords of the Fallen, I thought the new version was supposed to be pretty decent. Okay, so let's get everything that we want up to 20 and then see how many points we have remaining. It didn't change our points too much because I think we were only at like 16 motivity. So this still gives me 14 levels though. So let's go up to 25. Oh, okay, my capacity isn't set yet. I was like, how am I very heavy? So let's do this. Let's level to here. Okay, because we're at slightly heavy. And so now what I would want to do, let's head back to Krat. Oh, you know what I just realized? Wait, who's this girl in the middle? Oh, is that... She... Apparently I haven't done the quest for that bell girl. Well, first I should level up, then we'll come back and check on that. Check the back of the statue? Alright, we'll check back. If I forget again, remind me. Bloodborne is in a league of its own? Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother issue. Like, what I wanted... Oh, wait, here she is.
I'm afraid you saw my bad side at the Grand Exhibition.
Oh, okay, we did
I
this.
was able to escape, thanks to you. I didn't mean to be ungrateful. I'm a soldier from outside Krat. They sent us in pairs to investigate. I got trapped by the blockade and separated from my partner. I don't think the puppets are the
Was your
only
partner a
things at play
beast?
here. Can I stay with you until I get in touch with my partner?
I suppose so. I guess I don't really have a choice. You have more connection with them. We can get back past the cheese since I watched it at a young age, whereas OG trilogy doesn't hit for me, and I can't get past cheese. Really? That's interesting.
Will you do me a favor?
It's kind of funny though.
For once,
The
it's not difficult or dangerous.
what we consider cheese and not cheese, right?
To Alidoro,
Because I think a lot of people actually forget how cheesy the original trilogy was.
he'll understand the significance.
Not
of this
everybody,
gift.
but I think a lot of
I
people
know.
do.
Just do this for me, and I'll be grateful.
Wait, who I'm giving this to someone? A gift of gloves made by Jenny for Alidoro. I don't remember who Alidoro is. Yeah, I think we can all agree the sequel trilogy just overall stinks, which sucks because honestly, for a long time, Force Awakens was actually one of my favorite Star Wars movies. Even despite the fact that it's essentially a carbon copy of New Hope, I fully admit that. I just had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was a really fun movie. And granted, it's probably my most watched Star Wars movie. But granted, this was even before Last Jedi came out. And so when I was watching it as often as I kept getting excited because there were all these mysteries that it was setting up. You know, how did Maz get Luke's lightsaber? Who is Rey? There's like this weird connection that she has with Han. You know, Han gives her that kind of look where she's like, I've never seen this much green, or I never knew there was this much green in the galaxy. And there was like the discussion, is he, you know, he does that. Does he do that because he, you know, dropped her off and he feels guilty? Is he doing that just because, you know, he just has a connection to this girl because she's she knows the ship? Like, there were things like that looked like they were going to have deeper meaning, and ultimately they were like, nope, we have no plan. Palpatine's back somehow. It's just like, we're going to have infinite galaxies and worlds you can go to. How do we find this super secret thing that you need? It's going to be a dagger shaped in the carving of the you know, the shipwreck that definitely is not going to change over years. Just kill me. Who writes this shit? He's the one that wears the hound mask. Oh, thank you very much, Alexander. Thank you. We got to go talk to him anyway, so I probably would have popped into him. Don't know who director of the Andor series, but that person needs to be in control of the movies right now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he was directing. Oh, it's not. Is it Gareth Edwards? It was the no. Troy something. So the guy who took over Rogue One, not the original director, the guy who came in like halfway through and kind of redid Rogue One. He wasn't a director, because the directors on the shows change all the time. There's like a new director every episode, I think. But I think he was either, I don't think he was a showrunner, but I think he was very heavily involved. Was it Gareth Edwards? Anyway, he put a lot in, because initially I think Disney came to him, said what they wanted to do with the series, and he was just like, are you stupid? No, I'll do it. Because like he basically came in and rewrote Rogue One to what it was. Like, that movie went through development hell. Okay, so we want to do this. And so I think that's the guy you're looking for. But if I'm being honest, the movies have a bigger problem. A problem that a new director is not going to fix. The problem is just with the higher-ups. And if I'm being honest, probably Kathleen Kennedy. Oh, wait, where'd he go? He left. But I honestly, I stopped. I stopped paying attention. I watched the first season of The Mandalorian. Like, I've seen a couple episodes of Andor, and to be fair, Andor was good. I didn't have a problem with Andor. But I mean, you could shoot me dead before I'm gonna watch oh, what was that? What was that show? I don't know, The Acolyte. Which, God, I was so excited. I was so excited for The Acolyte. When they first teased that, I was so excited for it. And then they told me what it, you know, they said what it actually was, and it's like, are you serious? No, I'm not watching that. Where is this guy? Where'd he go? Oh, you leave?
At the House of Vanini, even priceless things have a price. Every item is a treasure.
If I'm being honest, Donovan, I don't remember if she's currently out or not. I think there's been talks about her leaving. Did you show respect to Sophia?
Whatever choice you make,
I haven't even talked to her.
I shall wait for you. That is why I'm the listener. To bear witness. I've always wondered why I'm a listener. Why this power came to me. In this time and place. But now I understand. Ergo reached out, wanting someone to hear it was once human. Or maybe it wanted someone to remember it. Perhaps a god or an angel. Who knows? But the alchemists have tainted everything. The gold coin tree is a pathetic creature they created from the listeners. Like many of their creations, it's tragic, but useful. You can control Ergo with gold coin fruits. The sad tears of those who became trees. If they get the chance, the alchemists might force me to make such a tree for them. Or something even more tragic. Don't let the sacrifice of the alchemists' victims be in vain. With the fruit, they lend their strength to you. Collect gold coin fruits, and let the Saintess statue inspire you to victory. You honor their sacrifice, their grief, and tears.
Oh, show her a gesture? Let's see. Yeah, stuff like this I would have no idea about. Was that supposed to do something? Okay, so let's go ahead and open up our inventory here. Oh, wait. Did I not have that? I thought I picked up something to open up his inventory.
I just, if we wait.
Yeah, I don't.
I always.
Okay. Maybe it's this guy. I don't know. I thought I picked up a. Okay. It's for this guy.
I have heard about an alchemist who knows. Please find a way.
Sure. Yep. Add shop goods. Hand over supply box. Nice. Okay, what else do you have? Actually, before I do this, oh, we do have a quartz. Okay, and we have a Legion caliber, but I'm all set on those. So I'm going to buy the quartz here. And let's go ahead and level up the rest here.
Whatever choice you
make. Alright. Obi-Wan series bringing back McGregor and Christian said no business being as bad as it was. I thought there was some decent stuff about Obi-Wan. I wouldn't say that I was 100% sold on it. They are, I believe they just greenlit season 2. What was the other one? Oh yeah, there was Ahsoka, which I haven't seen anything of. Yeah, a lot of it I just kind of lost interest in after they started doing all their shit and it just not being that good. And let's do that. And we're going to put some more. I think we're good on capacity. I'm going to actually, let's do... No, that's fine. This is fine. Is it supposed to do anything for you, or is it just to get a reaction back? But yeah, as far as Kathleen Kennedy goes, I don't know 100% if she is out yet or not. I know she was talking about leaving. Yeah, so where'd my boss weapon guy go? And I know that there has been talk about who's going to replace her. Oh, I gotta talk to Gold Coin Fruit guy. I know that there's been a lot of people who initially wanted Dave Filoni to take over her position. I think there has been some reluctancy. Wait, that's the wrong way. I think there's been some reluctancy with the fan base of wanting Filoni to do it based on some of the projects he's worked in, and it's not, you know, been all that great. I think in general he's probably done a decent job. Like he knows his stuff. I think a lot of the problems though is that I think it comes down to higher ups. I don't think.
How's the cure for the petrification disease? Sadly, even if I leave the choice to you, I'll make the cure if you.
Yeah, do it. So
the cure isn't exactly stable.
I think the problem is just like higher ups. I think you could have the most passionate person behind a project, but the problem is just like, at the end of the day, who's doing the hiring? You know, you look at, for example, you look at the Acolyte. The writer for the Acolyte admitted that she had no interest in Star Wars. Like, she had never seen Star Wars. And it's like, I understand that you don't have to be so just like neck deep in a fandom to write a story, but it sure as hell helps if you have some familiarity with it.
People have no idea so many secrets.
It's just like the flippant nature of just giving the old finger to the fans. It's happening with so many it's happening with so many properties.
I see you're here. You're live.
Oh, wait, am I not giving her...
If you have any questions.
Who am I giving the potion to? I thought I'd give this potion to somebody. Oh, do I have to give it to this guy right here?
I believed in you, and my belief, the possibility of imminent. Coward.
Oh, here we go. Oh, wait, but isn't the cure gonna make her all, like, nasty? Isn't the cure what the alchemists were saying is turning everyone into, like, a freak of nature? In that case, I might say I wouldn't use it. Kind of happy when George Lucas sold Star Wars because I was excited to see what better directors could do with the franchise, but it's really just been a disaster of low quality. Yeah, 100%. While I think that, you know, I think that there were a lot of people who were really sour because obviously, like, I think George Lucas as the idea guy is much better than a director. Right? Because if you look at the original trilogy, like, he only directed the first one. The other two, you know, Irvin Kershner and, what is it? Is it Richard Marquand? Marquand? I always forget how to say his name. So, like, he only really had his hands, like, in it in the first one. And then you wait 30 years and you get the original trilogy or not the original trilogy, but the prequel trilogy. And I think a lot of the issues, there would still be issues, don't get me wrong. But I think a lot of the issues were that he was trying to innovate too much with like CG and visual design. And I think it kind of got away from him. Because while I don't think it would fix like the story issues of episode 1 or like the dialogue or, Hayden Christensen of episode 2, episode 3 is really good. Even when before I really understood anything about like filmmaking, episode 3, it was one of my favorites and probably is still one of my favorites. It's one of the ones that I regularly go back to, as far as Star Wars goes. But yeah, episode 2 is rough for other reasons, so I understand what you're saying, We're just going to do I would not use the fear.
I see that you too are reluctant to bid farewell to Lady Antonia. I wish she could stay. Is that... I will dispose of that cure. Next up.
Okay. So I can definitely understand where you're coming from, because I think most people were excited, right? Because as I was saying, a lot of people I think were really not high on the prequels. I think more people have been coming around to them ever since the sequels, because they're like, oh, this is what it could have been, right? But the thing with, I think a lot of people still don't forgive. Forgive is a weird word to use here, but, I'm just going to keep going with it. They don't forgive George Lucas for including midichlorians in the story. But you can't really deny that he had a common through line of his movies. And I think the fact that when he sold Star Wars to Disney, he originally pitched them a sequel trilogy. Like movies 7, 8, 9, not 7, and then we'll see where 8 and 9 go. It was one solid story, and they just didn't want to do it. They said, nope, we're good. We'll take it from here. And then they had no plan. Not a one. Which is completely their fault. Now, whether or not it was a good idea or not, I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard what that plan was. What do we want to do here? Don't really care about any of that. Don't really care for any of that. Probably the special resistance. Oh, we'll do that. Stagger attack. But yeah, you got to hire the right people, and unfortunately, you also have to someone who gives a shit about the property and about the through line. And unfortunately, if you're setting up a project of 3 movies with, 3, oh, okay, he's here. With 3. Well, it was going to be 3 directors. Turns out it was only 2. Like, you have to have basically a showrunner, somebody to keep the trilogy in line so that you have solid through points from one movie to the next to the next. And if you don't do that, you're going to have directors just completely, direct over each other. And ultimately, like, what it comes down to is, no country has ever succeeded with 2 presidents. You know, no okay, that's not exactly true. I was gonna say no band has ever worked with 2 conductors. That happens. You know, no company ever works with 2 CEO. Like, 2 leaders do not work. You have to have one solid vision and somebody who can just say, no, we're not doing this, or yes, we're moving forward like this. It doesn't work if you then have 2 people who are also going at it at each other. And so, but if you have someone who's actively not doing that, not doing their job, then you run into this problem where everyone else is going to do it, and you get what happened. All right, Jiminy, shush.
Eventually had much bigger concerns. If the Grand Exhibition's horrific solution spread this far too, it's just too terrible to think about. Oh, why am I thinking about it?
You know, you start to get what The Last Jedi did, which is, you know, JJ, I know you had an idea for what you wanted to do with these characters. I have a different idea that has nothing to do with what you were originally doing. So let's just completely change it. And it's like, yeah, but the things that were set up in 7, you've just said were completely the opposite for 8. And then the things that JJ wanted to do, he flipped it back for 9. And now because 8, which was supposed to be the setup for 9, didn't happen, and he's still, you know, doing the story elements that he wanted to do for 9, it's like, this doesn't make sense anymore. Whether or not that was even what he was originally going to do, you know, we don't know. I don't think even he knows, because I think he just set up a bunch of questions and was going to be like, here, figure it out yourselves. Ow. Oh, shit. Where'd you come from, doggy? You got a snooter on ya. Oh, shit. Okay, hang on. We need to heal here. Okay, we're good. But I think for the most part, like, I think a lot of people have come back around on Hayden. You know, he obviously got a bunch of crap from doing the prequels, but I think a lot of people have kind of come around because they've seen what other shit can come of Disney. So they're like, you know what? We can say that it wasn't all your fault. And so, like, you see, like, if you watch any of the, like, was it Star Wars Fest? You know, they have, like, their own, you know, Star Wars convention. And when he came out, I think he was doing press for Obi-Wan. And the guy was, like, choking up on stage because people were so excited to see him. You know, he's coming back as Vader, or he came back as Vader. Probably because he got just lambasted for years. And finally, you know, he's getting the recognition that he, you know, somewhat deserves. And for people to actually be excited to see him come back and be like, yes, like, if we're going to get Vader back, we want Hayden in the suit because, like, he, you know, whether you like him or not as Anakin, like, that's who it is. You know, that's who was, you know, decided that was going to be Anakin. So if you're going to bring Vader back, especially if you're going to bring Ewan McGregor back, like, you want to see Ewan and Hayden do their thing. Like, I think if you ask most people their top 5 scenes or set pieces in general from the prequels, I think 90% of people would tell you Anakin and Obi-Wan's duel on Mustafar. I think that's what most people would say. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, that's freaking heavy. Man, that's some good damage resist, but holy Christ, is it heavy. Maybe I want to go back to this lighter one. Oh, it's not much lighter. Never mind. Oh, but these are much lighter. Yeah, so what if I swap into like this? Can I now swap into this? I can. And now, what are my restrictions here? Can't go into my bigger ones. Okay. Fire, electric, acid. I'm assuming that we're going to be running into acid here since we're going into the swamp. That seems very acid damagey. Episode 9 had redeemable qualities, but episode 8 just buried the trilogy. Yeah, you know, episode 8 is one that I initially did really like. I was in that camp of people who liked episode 8. I can definitely... What the shit? Oh, fuck you pricks. I definitely understand and can sympathize where people did not like that movie. I think for me personally, episode 9 is just not even worth a watch. I would go back and watch episode 8 before I watch episode 9. Like, I know a lot of people would not say... I actually don't know. I'm curious, because I know people hate Episode 9. Episode 9 has some cool stuff in it, just like 8 does, just like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all the series have cool stuff in it. Don't get me wrong. But there is some stupid stuff in Episode 9. I still cannot get behind that arguably... one of the most powerful Sith, let's say top 10, to be fair, top 10 most powerful Sith, because Palpatine is usually up there. Anytime you see a tier list, he's usually in top 10. But to be fair, he's being compared with a lot of stuff that's now Legends. And I get the whole, she has all the Jedi in her. For her to do the old, like, reverso lightning and kill Palpatine, stupid. Stupid. Oh, give me a break. I gotta fight this shit. I hated you first time, and now I gotta fight you with lightning? Oh, shit, that was fast. God damn, can I heal? Well, at least he just wants to play this game over and over again. I'm fine with this. Dude. Are you gonna let me get close? Thank you. She's perfect pairing against Palpatine. Something like that. Holy, that was a little bit of an annoying fight. I got very lucky with those. I did not see those. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Which one is it? Oh, okay, this is Sword Guy. I thought he had a machine gun. Oh, wait, is this gonna fall on me? This does not look like a bridge that's about to fall. I think a good chunk of the sequel trilogy too was I honestly just didn't like a lot of the characters in it. Or I guess let me correct myself. Not that I didn't like them. It was more so that I just wasn't in love with them. And not in a, not in a romantic way. I don't mean that. Oh, there's another one up there. Looks like I have to go up, so I'll go down for now. You know, not in a weird romantic way, but like, there was no care. Oh, shit, my balls, dude. Come on, come under me. Come under me. Keep going. Actually, I should do this before I fight this guy. No, don't you do it, you god bastard. But like, so my favorite movie / trilogy of all time, and it's gonna take a lot to beat it. Easily, Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, right? Let's go over the primary characters of the sequel trilogy. You got Rey, you got Finn, you got Poe. Who else is like a primary character? Because like you have Han in the first movie, you got Luke in the second, and I guess Leia was supposed to be in the third. But who else are like your primary characters? Because you got 3. Now to be fair, 3 shouldn't be that hard to write for and to like keep track of. But in Lord of the Rings, you got the 9. You got the Fellowship. You got all the hobbits. Merry, Pippin, Frodo, Sam. You got Gandalf, Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, and then rest in peace, Boromir. You care about all of their stories. And then you got some of the side characters. You got Elrond, you got Arwen, you got Faramir, you got Gollum, you got, let's see, who else? I guess you could consider Treebeard. You don't really, I don't know if they care about his story, but you love Treebeard. Did I say Elrond? You got Elrond, who's great. You got Galadriel, who's awesome. Like, even if these people, like, Galadriel doesn't really have a story, at least in the movies, right? At least in the movies, she doesn't really have a story. But just in that, the fact that I can list, like, all of these characters and say that I was at least, you know, partially attached, like, fully to partially attached to the character and or the progression of their characters says a lot compared to... I list off 3, and I'm like, are there any more primary characters in these movies? You know? It's like... It's just not even close. Now, to be fair, there's not a whole lot that really compares to Lord of the Rings. I think that's kind of... I'm obviously biased, but I think that those movies are kind of in a category unto their own. But it's just like, it's not even close. I'll be honest, I took it off for a fight, and then I forgot to put it back on, but no, I haven't really used it. Is it really that effective? Oh, it's pretty effective. Hey, thanks for the heads up. Honestly, I think I used it back, like, the first 5 minutes, and then I've just never turned it on since then. I have a bad habit of not using items that I have in my inventory. I'll admit to that. But even not taking into account side characters in Lord of the Rings, just taking into account the, well, then you kind of have to ask the question, like, who is a main character and who isn't. You know, it's just like the fact that Peter Jackson, Philippa, was it Philippa Boyd? Was that her last name? Philippa something, and then the other lady who I always forget her name. The fact that they were able to write a solid 9 characters and for each movie and do it like well, where you care about every single one of them. And then Star Wars can barely keep track of 1, or can barely keep track of 3. Oh my god, that was close. I think I'm dead here. Yeah, I'm super dead here. Think it turns out for good? Yeah, it probably did. It was just one of those things where I didn't even think about the fact that it was actually showing light. Because when I first... Jesus, this sends me way back here. Oh my god, and that is a lot of ergo on the line. Okay, hang on. I kind of... Okay, Jesus, I kind of have to focus on this. Because I don't want to lose that 13k. Fuck you, prick. What the fuck? Lock onto this guy. What the fuck? If you're over here, you can dodge quickly so you can... Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. Not a lot of good it did me. Alright, let's make our way back up. Oh, don't tell me Tubby's alive. Okay, I think he counts as one of the specials that doesn't come back. But I gotta fight all these guys again. Get. Okay, we're good. Okay, this is not going well. Wait a minute. Wait. I gotta clear something up, Alexandra. Hopefully you can help me out with this. So I know if I get hit while my ergo is on the ground, that the number I can recuperate goes down. Does hitting enemies or killing enemies make it go back up? Because I thought it was just down to like 8,000, and now it's back up to the 13K. Oh, nice. Cool. Oh, buddy there. Buddy pal. Yeah, let's not. There we go. There we go. Recharged amulet. What does that do? Restores HP okay. Yeah, we'll just... How much HP? Okay, I wouldn't say it's a ton, but it helps. It's pretty small. It's pretty small. Killing the enemy goes back the way it was, but if you get hit, traps, or enemies that somehow commit suicide, then you don't get the ergo back. Wait, killing the enemy, it goes back. But if you get hit by traps that somehow commit... Oh, I see. Okay. So if I kill the enemy, that hits me, it goes back up? Okay, I lied. I don't know if this is actually... Is this actually useful? I mean, it is giving me back HP, but it's incredibly slow. I mean, HP is HP, so... Some is better than none. Lord of the Rings universe is pretty massive. Even the story before the rings were made could become a hit. Well... You'd think that, You'd think that, and then you got some shitheads that come up with rings of power. And I'll let that speak for itself.
Those damn alchemists.
You'd think that it should be a hit. One of the things that I most want in this world, there's not a whole lot when it comes to, like, media. But when it comes to, like, reading in general, I have a very tough time both understanding and comprehending anything that is, like, written in Old English. And the Silmarillion has some of the coolest concepts that I've ever heard in fantasy. The best ways that I've gone about understanding some of the stuff is just through YouTube videos that explain it. You know, I'll just pick a video like, for example, watching something about like Ungoliant, which is like Shelob's mother, or reading about like Melkor, you know, and they do a great job of, not literally translating, but translating the story that's on the page literally to something that's more digestible to like a more like common understanding, kind of. And I want just a really good television show that adapts it well.
How'd you do?
And unfortunately, we got Rings of Power.
Oh, don't pretend surprised that I got here before you. After all, I can elude the darkest monsters, the loftiest beings. In fairness, I do benefit from your prowess as well. I shall tell you something, since we're nearly peers. They say a terrible monster lives on the cliff at the end of the swamp. It behaves like a crow, gathering shiny things. I have absconded with treasures from its lair, rare parts and weapons worthy of a hero. That catch your interest? If you're hunting ergo monsters, you might put that friendly tip to use. You're a worthy hunter, and it is worthy prey. Show that swamp monster what you're capable of. You're a worthy hunter.
Okay, so this must be Champion's Ergo. Okay, so this is Victor's weapon. So Frozen Feast or Arm of God. Temporarily increase physical attack upon a successful attack. Ooh. Ooh, I potentially like that a lot. Compared to a motivity weapon, yeah, give me this. Give me that. But now which way do I go? Do I go this way or do I go around that way? Oh, dude, no shot. No shot I missed that. Hold up. Oh my god, this is the beginning. I knew it opened a shortcut. I didn't realize that this was the shortcut. Holy crap. Oh my god, I can't believe I missed that. Would that have helped me? That would have definitely helped me go back around. Oh my god. I hate that I missed that. I hate that I missed that so much. Okay, let's... Yeah, we're gonna go more vigor. And... this is pretty heavy. I wish I knew how much damage this was. Maybe there's a wiki that shows like how much, because I want to know, like, does this give me a better damage output or does this give me a better damage output? And I don't think there's any way to tell in game. So I think for now, I'm going to actually just leave this on for more damage. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, that honestly, like, while I can't really weigh in, to be fair, Donovan, there was actually there was a video that I just recently watched, which is by, well, actually, I don't know who it's by. I feel bad. But the video was titled something like Liza P changed Souls games forever or something like that. And, like, for example, the guy who did the video has a very, compared to what other people I've heard, you know, talk about their favorite FromSoft games, or favorite Souls-like games, I should say, he had a very strange take where, like, a lot of people, from what I've heard, love Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 was his least favorite game, and his top 3 were Lies of P, Sekiro, and Dark Souls 2. Like, so I guess my overall point was, you know, people, like, I feel like this is a series where either, like, you're one of the people who are pretty close, you know, like, I know a lot of people say, like Elden Ring is usually at the top, Dark Souls 3 is usually at the top. I've been seeing a lot of Lies of P at the top in Sekiro. Or you're one of, like, the wicked outliers where it's like, Dark Souls 2 champion. It's like everyone else's list is like, the last one is Dark Souls 2. Yeah, I've heard Sekiro is the hardest Souls-like that's out so far, but is also the most rewarding and satisfying when you actually get it right. Oh, this is cute. Okay, well, that's why we have this here. Yeah, isn't Sekiro more similar? I guess Lies of P would be more similar to Sekiro, right? Because it's more focused on parries than it is dodging. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where I land on all the different Souls games and what my thoughts are. Sekiro, you really need to learn how to parry, and Lies of P can pretty much just dodge your way around everyone. You know what's funny is I've only recently been, like, especially in that fight against Victor, I've really only started dodging more recently. Initially, I was just trying to practice parries. And oh! What the frick? Okay, let's not sit around and dawdle here. But I've started incorporating more dodging in, as opposed to just forcing on, you know, just trying to force parries. And who to thunk it, I die less. But I tend to like railroad thoughts where, so in this game, you know, at the beginning it tells you like, oh, if you get a bunch of perfect parries, you'll stagger enemies and you won't take damage. So I'm like, okay, we're going to focus perfect parries. And then that's like all I think about, as opposed to you know, just like getting back away from an enemy when he's doing a combo. And I think, you know, if I went back and watched that fight with Victor, I think I would definitely see that. You know, I was backstepping a lot more. Oh. What's going on over here? Got a little campsite? Oh, who's this big chungus? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's what you get. Idiot. Get shit on. Ew, that's all I get is a frickin' star fragment? Waste of a fight. Yeah, at some point I gotta get that worked out. This, I mean, I am holding a more... Oh, wait, what is this?
Wow. So they do exist. Other puppets like me not bound by the Grand Covenant. I thought I was forever alone. Without the Covenant, my kind hates me. Monsters, humans, puppets. They all hate me. But I want to be friends with humans. If I learn how to feel, would that be possible? If you tell me how, I'll return the favor. I want to learn how to feel.
Want to learn how to feel. I don't know that I have an item for this guy right now.
Hello, my only friend.
Oh. Sure. Teach how to clap.
Clapping is the mimicry of a joyful heart. It's good to feel alive. Thanks.
Okay. Cool. Hey, Frank. I've been playing FromSoft for over 10 years, but I'd say that Lies of P is not top tier, but upper tier. But honestly, even the worst Souls games are still a 7. You know what? That's funny. I've talked about that a lot of times. Like, that exact discussion comes up a lot. The example I use a lot is like Endgame and previous for Marvel movies, where it's like if you look at all those movies, even their worst movies, which most people would say like Iron Man 2 and Thor 2, are still like C to C plus tier movies in terms of, and the reason I say pre-Endgame is because they've come out with junk afterwards that I don't count. And it kind of defeats this argument. But pre-Endgame, their worst movies really weren't that bad. They were bad in context to the other Marvel movies, but not compared to other movies that were on the market. So it's kind of like you're saying here, where it's like, Lies of P is not a top-tier Souls-like, but it's still like an 8. So it's like the quality is just so high that even if you say like a low-tier Souls-like, you're still talking about like a low C to middle tier C, right? And that's like a really good thing. So yeah, putting something in high to low tier, it's not like you're talking percentage points of 100%. You're talking in percentage points of like 20%. Totally understand that. Yeah. Context matters a lot for that. But I'm curious, what would you say are like the top, I hate it when people say like the top 3, but in general, what are your like top tiers? The worst From Souls game, which is the other question I was going to say, Dark Souls 2, Has 91 on Metacritic. I don't know if you heard, but just a couple minutes ago we were talking, there was a guy I was watching who was talking about Lies of P and how it, like, completely changed Souls-likes for him. And Dark Souls 2 is his third favorite Souls-like. His top is Lies of P, second is Sekiro, third is Dark Souls 2, last is Dark Souls 3. I think second to last was Elden Ring. Or maybe third to last. Which, hey, don't get me wrong. Everybody is right to their own opinion. I can't make a judgment on that opinion because I haven't played any of them. But from everything I've heard, that's kind of the antithesis of what most people think. Oh, shit! I didn't realize he was there. Okay. Hang on. Is this the same area that I was just in? Hang on, I just want to see something. Because I don't remember seeing that the... Ah, shit. I gotta fight this shitter again. So, like, if I go around this way, obviously I gotta take out all these little guys again. But is this... Okay, so this is the other sides. So I first want to explore up this way. Shit! Well, I was kind of hoping that would kill these little guys. Okay, let's not get exploded, huh? Ah, frick. Didn't know that was gonna happen. I thought that was safe. So how do I get up on that? Can I just get there from here? Oh, okay. Because I would very much like to take out this cannoneer before I fight that big puppet. Or the robot. Will you follow me inside? Idiot. Okay, now I look like the idiot. You know what? Let's go ahead. Pop this on for a little bit. So I don't have to use my potions. Alright. Yeah, you like cannon people, prick? Can I just blow up this thing? There, get the frick out my face. Ooh, a live puppet's axe blade. What is that? It's a great sword. Wow, that's pretty bad for my... Well, actually, it's the grip. That's technique. Killer attack. Is that better than the link chop? Because link chop kind of sucks. It's going to be a lot shorter, which kind of sucks. But in terms of this, physical attack is a little bit lower. Charge parcel, pulsels is higher. Fable charge is way higher. Oh, that's a consideration then. Okay, we might have to give that blade a shot. Although again, it's gonna be tough to beat this blade. This blade has been my bread and butter for the majority of the game. And I really like it. I'm not a big fan of the Fable attack, though, so we'll have to see. But that range is really good. I might be using it as too much of a crutch, to be completely honest. Alright, hang on. Let me get to safety, and then I'm going to read your message for you, because that's long, and I prefer not to die. Well, to be fair, I already got rid of the, yeah, I want to get out of the corruption here. Ranking Souls with Lies of P. So Elden Ring, Sekiro, Dark Souls 1... Lies of P, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Demon Souls. Oh yeah, Demon Souls. Okay, so you put Dark Souls 3 pretty low. Well, again, we go back to what you said before. It's like Dark Souls 3 on this list you have as, what was it, 6? You have it as 6, but the margin between them is so fine, right? It's not like you're saying like Elden Ring is this much better than Dark Souls 3. It's like that much better. If not for the 30 FPS Bloodborne. Yeah, I hear that a lot too. I think it drives so many people crazy. It's just like, I think people would feel a lot better about there not being a Bloodborne remake if Sony would just say why. If people knew the reason why there wasn't a remake, I feel like people would understand so much more. People would be so much more, excuse me, like lenient to it. Okay, this was the same... Shit. Shit, that's a different tower. Okay. There's 2?! Oh, frick. Okay, well, first things first. I gotta take care of that guy up there. Yeah, I'm not fighting anybody down here until I get rid of the big shitter up there. Oh, wait a minute. There's no way you're telling me I'm locked out of the tower. Okay, let's clear them out. Are you really telling me I'm locked out of this? Hang on, let's try going around this way. Is this the answer or no? I don't think this is the answer. How do I get up there? Or is it just locked off? I feel like there's got to be a way up there. Elden Ring is the best video game of all time. Woof. That is a mountain of acclaim to back up. Although, to be fair, I've heard a lot of people say the same, so that is not a claim that you live alone holding up. Which is interesting. So, you know, I can't say I can't say that I will be going in without any preconceived notions of Elden Ring before I play it. But I'll give it a fair shake.
Ah, this must be quite an urgent patient to seek out my humble abode. You are still breathing. I must treat you quickly. Krat cannot have any more live patients. Trust me, it's better this way. 'Tis far nobler to die as a human.
Hey, we have the same blade! Mine's
And
bigger.
if you're not alive, then you must be dead. That's just logic.
My blade's bigger.
What was her name? I don't recall.
Oh, that was a neat trick. I mean, it's cute that you tried. I didn't even use one health pot. You did your best. You did your best. I suppose, you know, he only did give us a mask, so it's not like he was going to be too tough. Okay, so I still have yet to figure out how to... that's the only... Oh, wait. There's a bridge. I'm getting nailed by that. Yep. Hang on, what am I missing? There's a butterfly here. So, did I miss a pathway from that tower? Ah, frickin' rock. God damn it. Have you heard of Mr. Matty Plays? I believe... yes, I have. Name sounds very familiar. I don't actively watch him, but I'm pretty sure I know. If I saw a face of him, I'm pretty sure I know exactly who you're talking about. Is he blonde? Okay. Yeah, so it looks like I must have... Okay, let's go back to that tower. It feels like I missed something back there. Popular gaming YouTuber. He had Liza P as #1 in 2003, which is one of the best... Oh, shit. Head over Baldur's Gate 3 and Zelda. That's a bold take. Considering Baldur's Gate 3 is my favorite game of all time. That's a bold take. But I guess that one does heavily rely on what kind of game you prefer. Right? Because if you don't really like turn-based games, Baldur's Gate 3 is not really going to resonate for you. Right? It's kind of like a lot of the discussion that happened around Expedition 33. Where, while that game, very similarly to Baldur's Gate 3, turned a lot of people who normally would stray away from turn-based games, it kind of turned them on to them. Oh yeah, I can fight you outside here now. But, like, for me, you know, like, don't get me wrong. I like Zelda games. I think they're very fun. Do I think that they're, for me, on the same level as, like, a Baldur's Gate 3? No. No. Like, I played Breath of the Wild. I have not played through Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, wait. Okay, so maybe there's actually not a way. Because technically speaking, yeah, it would have to be on that side, and it's not there. So I guess I didn't have to come back this way? Nah, that there might have been something with those posts. Okay, so then maybe I'm not supposed to climb up that tower? Because there's clearly a path. Or maybe not. It just feels really weird that I would be expected to fight 2 robots of the future while also going off against this cannon boy. Man, we are really taking our victims here in the swamp, and don't you worry, I certainly figure out where exactly we are supposed to go. Typically, what I've been kind of doing is if I can't find my way to a certain area, I assume that I'm going to get there later, and spoiler, that's exactly what happens. But guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you did enjoy and you hadn't already, would you kindly smash that like button, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so that way you never miss a live, short, or video, or if you prefer watching over on Twitch, you can head over there, drop a follow. I would very much appreciate it. Link, of course, will be down below in the description, or you can just head over to twitch.tv/Ganyonz. And also down below in the description is a link to our Discord channel, which you can, of course, also head over there, chat with me about some sweet new video games. But guys, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, hanging out, and playing some more Lies of P with me. Do appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.